Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support. May God bless you for supporting this channel. As I always say, Kaka, today we kicked off building a house for George Mora. The man was been living like a wild animal in Kisii, Nyamira County, West Mugrango constituency. Mafans wetu mmetusupport kwa mabati, miti na pesa kidogo. And today we kicked off building that house. We are still appealing for well wishers to support us with doors and the windows. We want by the time we are roofing that house, either tomorrow or Thursday, we also fix the doors and the windows before we proceed to beds and some seats in the house. But for now, 4 doors are costing 16,000. 4 doors are costing us 16,000 Kenyan shillings. So if you want to give us the doors, we'll highly appreciate. The 4 windows are costing us 10,000. We are a hand that giveth is a hand that receives. So if God has blessed you, you can support us with the doors and windows so that we finish the second phase of building the house. Back to politics. Kaka, you have seen on the news that Margaret Nyakango, the controller of budget, was arrested and arraigned in court for fraudulently operating a SACCO, I think in 2016, before she even became the controller of budget. Now, I want to explain to you into details on what is happening. One, I want to assure you that Nyakango hasn't been arrested by the said scandal. Nyakango is being fought politically by the corrupt Kenya Kwanza government, which Nyakango has been exposing all along. I want to confirm that. Why am I saying that? I want to back up my argument using evidence. And as I always say, Kaka, I don't do my analysis based on rumors. Right? Let me take you back to 8 months ago. 8 months ago, the Kenya Kwanza members of parliament, Silvana Sosoro was present, Mohammed Ali was present, the now UDA Secretary General was present, Malala. They held a press conference 8 months ago. And the contents in that press conference were threats to Nyakango that they are going to flush her out of government. That was the vote. Nyakango has been one of the honest controller budgets I've seen. She has been exposing the over expenditure in Kenya Kwanza. She has been exposing over borrowing in Kenya Kwanza. She has been exposing corrupt deals in Kenya Kwanza. This is what Kenya Kwanza masters cannot politically sustain. So the only option is to scandalize Nyakango so that they can find ways of flushing her out as a COG, and they want to install a person of their interests. So there is nowhere that Nyakango is having a scandal. Let me ask you today, how many people in Kenya Kwanza today are murderers? Their cases were dropped without any explanation by the DPP. How many people who are defilers in Kenya Kwanza, we know them by name, their cases were dropped without no explanation? How many thieves right now have been appointed as members of the cabinet. Their corrupt cases were dropped. No explanation was given. How many are they? You know them by name. So, scandalizing Nyakango to intimidate her stand is something that I want to call on the Azimio family to protect Nyakango by all means humanly possible. Kwanza, Nyakango amekuwa mstari wa mbele kufichua safari za mtangatangi mkuu Kenya hii, na mnamjua. Leo yuko India, kesho Saudi Arabia, kesho kutwa wapi, kesho ingine wapi. Yani anafika tu Kenya kubadilisha nguo na anachomoka. Mnamjua ni nani? Nyakango amekuwa mstari wa mbele kuweka wazi pesa za kujivinjari katika ikulu ya rais. Nyakango ameweka wazi mapesa ambayo yamekopwa na serikali kwa mwaka mmoja. And now they want to kick her out so that waweke mtu wao mwenye anafunika maneno. If you think I'm lying, I want to take you back to Silvana Sosoro's statement 8 months ago. Listen carefully to this statement and you will have a conclusion on if Nyakango is being politically fought or she is indeed scandalous. Can you listen to Silvana Sosoro 8 months ago?
Thank you very much. I think you're all aware why we are here, and as the SD has read the statement, every person is surprised and mesmerized by the events that took place just about 2 or 3 days before the general election. And just for your interest, there is nothing called witch hunt in this whole thing. Nyakango comes from my neighboring county, but in Nyamira, and I come from Kisii. And I'm on record in the floor of the House having said that it's important for people who go for independent offices get to know their code of conduct and read it and understand it. One cannot use coercion as an excuse to hide, their faces. And at no given time did the control of budget raise that issue until it came in the budget making process and the audit and in the National Assembly. Had she talked about it immediately, even after elections, and raised it without casting aspersions and blame games and stuff like that, and finding some scapegoats, then I think we would have looked at her differently. It's at this point that Kenyans must know that let each person learn to carry their own cross. And we are going to start a process of removing Nyakango from office through legal means and legal channels, and that is the National Assembly. We've got to have people who are straight to run offices. I mean, really, 16 billion is not 2 shillings. Right now, members of parliament are suffering. They have not gotten national government NGCDF for purposes of bursaries. Kenyans are starving. You all know what is happening. Projects have stalled. You can imagine what 16 billion can do to this country. You can imagine. Right now, the judiciary is also, crawling. They cannot hire new judges. Cases there are backlog cases, in court, and prisons are full with people, and matters are supposed to be fast-tracked for purposes of completion and everything. Kenya is not really doing very well, and I think we consider Nyakango as a whistleblower and a victim and also a culprit in this whole thing. So she's got to choose which side she'll take. Whether to be a culprit, victim, of course she's just a victim as a Kenyan, because she's also fallen prey of such whole mess. And she mentions all the names that were involved, and I don't think it's only the finance minister, the former finance minister, is involved. This whole thing is a scheme. Who are the owners of these companies that were paid? Where is maize, that was paid for in terms of subsidy? Where is it? Because we paid 4 billion, 4 days to elections. Where is that maize that you paid for? Which company? And who are the owners of those companies? Where are they located? Who are they? Besides the directions by Ukuru Atan, who else gave the directions? How do they cover this money? And by the way, that is the tip. It's just a tip. If the whole thing is given in black and white, you'll be surprised. That is what happened in about 3 days to elections. Whatever happened within a month to elections will shock Kenyans. And even immediately after elections, after the declaration of results, the drama that you saw, in Bomas and everything, people were just buying time to steal. And Nyakango was still in office. She still approved some payments, even immediately after elections. Was she still under coercion immediately after elections? Had she not known that there was a regime change? Had she not known there is a president-elect immediately after elections? Like you still approved payments about within 2 weeks when the case was in the Supreme Court. So people were just playing games with us. And that is why you see the Honorable Raila Odinga complaining, left, right, and center. He's actually not defending Kenyans. His interest is about trying to twist people's minds so that they can really not raise issues about the billions that have been lost. He's actually the owner of this dog. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, umesikia vile Osoro anaongea na machungu. First, Nyakango hails from Kisii. Osoro hails from Kisii. Now, this fight is about protecting the seniors. Unanipata? Osoro is the majority whip. You get it? So he's playing to protect the boss. And they voted that time, 8 months ago, to kick Nyakango out of that position. Sasa wameenda kutafuta mambo ya 2016. Before Nyakango even became a COG. COB, controller of budget, not COG. COB, controller of budget. Before she even became a COB, they are now taking us back to so many years down the line. In the same spirit, we are asking Kenya Kwanza to take us back years on cases that involve the newly appointed members of the cabinet. Tuanzie hapo. If Nyakango is scandalous, yes. Tuambiwe ni scandals ngapi mumeficha katika cabinet. Ninyi wenyewe, how many cases? Kwa hiyo cabinet yenu ya Kenya Kwanza, ukiangalia hapo, ukipiga macho, ni scandals ngapi mumeficha? Just because nyinyi ni serikali. Najua Kenya Kwanza iliapa kwa Biblia kanisani ikasema, we are not going to weaponize the DCI. We are not going to intimidate people doing the work professionally. Hiyo ndio Zakayo alisema. You and me had it in public. Sasa hii siasa hapa ya kushtua, ya kutisha Nyakango, imetoka wapi? Finally, my parting shot. Nyakango anapiwa vita vya kisiasa, sio vita vya ufisadi. Vita vya kisiasa. Wanataka kuweka mtu wao ambaye ataficha maneno. Na watakapo faulu kuweka mtu wao, akini na hapa, Kenya mutalia, Kenya mutakulwa, mutavuliwa nguo na mutazikwa katika kaburi la kukufa. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.